Seattle, Washington, home to renowned franchises present and past, from the Seahawks to the Supersonics. But there is a cornerstone program in this city. It is the Huskies of UW. They've always had a place here, a place of excellence that these fans hope will continue today. What a matchup we have in store. It's still early in the season, but this is a major test for a couple of squads who've gotten out of the gate undefeated. As we'll see a team coming off a crucial bye week, the Arkansas Razorbacks, taking on the winners of 4 straight, the Washington Huskies. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Washington will kick off as this one gets started. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. You think the fans are ready for this one? The booth's shaking underneath us, guys. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Coaches talk about running with violence, running with bad intentions. That's what that looks like as he gets it up to the 32. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat top 25 so-and-so. Here's your chance to put that on your resume that'll pay off big time in late in the season. Yeah, and sometimes the coverage is just great, and as a quarterback, you throw the football away or don't try to force it too tight into a window, and you just say, hey, defense won that well, good coverage.
He's going to look for a man on 3rd and short. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. It's complete to the right. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down.
That's a really nice looking throw, and I'll tell you, he fits in great with this offense because there's been this philosophical shift recently in the SEC offensively. It used to be you had to run the football. I formation, 3 yards in a cloud of dust if you wanted to win. But today, though, you have got to be able to throw if you're going to win. You think about all the great offensive play callers now in the SEC, all the Heisman Trophy winners that have played recently at the QB position. You got to do it through the air, and this guy in Arkansas gives them a chance.
They're going to run it. Really nice stop there from this senior leader.
I'll tell you, this is a running back who's very, very dangerous, and the defense did a good job getting him down there. But you got to do a great job game tackling.
I ignored you in the chat, and I'm still ignoring you. The boss just be talking.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. Trying play action. Finds a tight end. He gets it so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short.
You know, the tight end's going to have to do a better job of separating and giving his quarterback a place to go with the football. That time just couldn't create it, and as a result, as soon as he made the catch, he was brought to the ground, setting up 4th down.
Less than a yard to go for a first down, and the offense will remain on the field. On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Makes the grab, and he's got the first. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. And once again, you see how valuable the tough little slot receivers are on 4th down.
You isolate those guys, get the matchup you want, and now go win. Nice job by this offense, getting the matchup on 4th down, and the QB seeing it, throwing a strike, getting the first down.
Throws to the wideout. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete. People like to say conference affiliation doesn't matter. But you get the SEC against the Big Ten, and there's no denying there's a little extra juice in the building.
It Definitely extra juice. The best two conferences, the biggest conferences, Palmer. Everybody talks about these being the power brokers and deciding the future of college football. So, yes, it matters.
A lot of blue bloods in both conferences, David. You're right. I think it's something players are also very aware of, too, is having that conference pride, wanting to win this game, representing the rest of the teams in their conference.
Hand off from the shotgun. They wrestle him to the ground, but he's got plenty for a first down.
I think throughout the week in practice, when they were game planning their opening script, I don't even know if they envisioned it going as well as it has. This has been beautiful. Nice balance, really nice rhythm. It feels like everything they're dialing up here on their first drive of the game is working to perfection.
They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Really nice first down run, and you're seeing why this running back is an every down type. He can run between the tackles, he can run outside, he can catch the football, he can block. This guy can do it all.
Leaves it with the back. Able to pick up a couple before he's knocked down. They mark it at the 10. Tight quarters deep in the red zone, but they can pick up a first down without scoring. 3rd down. Looking to throw for it. The sure hands. It's Connor. Touchdown, Arkansas! Made the grab and finished the deal in the end zone.
And how about the job by this offense? This is not a scrub defense. This is a top 10 defense in college football. You got to take points whenever you can get them. Nice job putting the drive together, putting 6 on the board. No matter how it looks, you just got to keep fighting with this squad.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. Line gets set, first down. From the gun, the ground game. Not much there. He gets 1 to the 11.
And those physical runs take a toll. It might not be a big gain now, but down the road, 3rd, 4th quarter, late in the ball games, they tend to turn into bigger runs.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly.
Well, they're trying to attack the middle of the field. That time the ball a little too high for his wide receiver, and it falls incomplete.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Feeling some heat. And he'll be knocked down at the 2-yard line.
Really impressed with how this team has seized momentum here, playing on the road in this hostile environment. Their offense gets it first. They march down the field. They put up some points. And here's the defense now on their first drive, getting a critical sack on 3rd down.
Not able to pop the big return, but they've got the ball back and ready to go with a fresh possession. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. David, they'd love to do what they did last time and put this one in the end zone.
You ain't lying. They did a great job. The offense was clicking. Everything went well. Palmer, they executed and got the touchdown.
And they really were in a nice rhythm as well. I'd love to see that here on the next drive, too. Just keep doing what you're doing. Everything seems to be working, and you seem to have this defense on their heels.
And it's incomplete, but the penalty flag has fallen in the holding zone. Let's see what the call is. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. And here comes the offense on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. Floating away. Bought a little time, lets it go. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical and pass deep. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. He's looking downfield to throw. Trying to make magic with his feet. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker.
I just love this guy's instincts, right? When things aren't open right away, he never panics. He just understands the situation where he is on the field, and he's so confident in his own natural ability that he has the ability to run, Go get the first down, keep this drive rolling.
On fourth down, looking for the completion. He's got him, and they convert. And it's a catch, but he's got enough for the first down. Sometimes we don't give enough credit to a receiver knowing exactly where he needs to be on the field, and they pick up the first down there.
Yeah, and you've got to give the receiver credit, obviously knowing where that is, but the defender needs to know where it is too. Where is he trying to get? The ball's going to come out quick. He didn't really understand where the sticks were. Because of that, he gives up the first down. Need to just be a little bit more aware as a defensive guy.
Well, this is a receiver that needs to touch the ball in a variety of ways. They're going to throw it to him, but they're also going to get him involved on jet sweeps.
Give to the back. Dropped after a pickup of 4 down to the 16.
I think they called that knowing they weren't going to hit a home run. So why would you call it that? Well, you call it so third down becomes an easier down. It's not third and long where I have to pass the football. Now all options on the table.
Fires downfield. Touchdown Razorbacks! And they made it to the house where they found that 6 points waiting on them. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, let's recap that ranked-on-ranked matchup that has just gone final. Oregon overcame a tough opponent, and not only that, a raucous crowd. The Ducks tuned out all the noise and showed this team can win on its field, your field, or a neutral field. Well done. Going to be interesting to see what the fallout from this one is for one ranked team, while the other figures to get a bounce when the new rankings come out, guys.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. With jet sweep pass. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver and different ways they were going to try to get him involved. Everybody on defense on the same page, playing together. I love it.
On second down, lost the throw. Looking to the big tight end. And the throw down the gut falls to the grass.
Man, it's fun to watch defense that just, they look so in sync and coordinated. And watching the tape coming into this week's game, you could tell last week, this defense was dialed in. They don't give up big plays. They don't give up points. They make you earn everything.
He lets it fly. Snatches it on the right. All kinds of running room. Touchdown, Washington. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing.
And listen, find your matchups you like, and you can see. You got your speedster out wide. You like the matchup. He sees it, puts some air underneath that thing, and he outruns the DB. He's got no shot. Runs underneath it, and then walks his way into the end zone for 6.
Fair catch, called for and made. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
Now the play fake. Quickly out to the tight end. They make the stop, and that'll bring the first quarter to a close. Now facing a third down as they come back to the line after the break. Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. Looking left. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
They'll get down and put a stop to this return. They'll mark it at the 32. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. Boy, David, they would love to stack another touchdown on top of that last drive.
And this offense did such a good job on the last drive. Everything in rhythm, moved the ball down the field, didn't make those mistakes, Jesse, and they need to do it again on this one.
Yeah, you're right. They had the defense on their heels. You wonder what sort of communication was going on that sideline. What sort of changes were they able to make, because they've got to stop the bleeding right now.
The offense getting set for a first down from the 45. They'll leave it with him. Still on his feet at the 45. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain.
Wow, how about the stop-start speed? That reminds you of Napoleon Kaufman or Bishop Sankey, Myles Gaskin, great Washington Husky running backs of years past that just made defenders look silly because of that stop-start ability. This dude has some wheels.
They'll ride the hot hand.
And the running back didn't get much there. Nice job by the defense. You can tell they're focused in on this running back, on this run game, being physical, getting knockbacks, and limiting his carries.
After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Wants to throw on 2nd down. Looking to scramble. Oh, it's loose. And they put it on the deck, but it gets out of bounds to avoid the turnover.
Ooh, offense really lucky there. Ball on the ground. Everybody's trying to make a scramble for it, and it just goes out of bounds. So the offense lucky to maintain possession.
On 3rd and short, they'll ride the running back here. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Would have been a makeable 49-yard field goal attempt, but they'd rather try to keep the ball and move it on 4th and short. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Finds his man, and they convert. Not much of a 4th down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing. An easy conversion for this offense. The Huskies have it with a 1st and 10. To the ground with the back. And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening.
Man, not much wiggle room for the ball carrier there.
Not really sure what they can do to try to create some space.
I know. Block better. How about the offensive lineman push some guy backwards and make some...
And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. They'll tell you that somebody's always going to pop open, but it didn't happen in time before they got the sack.
No, it did not. And you know what? I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember zone defense. They didn't really have an answer. They weren't ready to get rid of the football. Quarterback hesitated. I got to him and got him on the ground. Might be a good call later on in the game.
Out of the backfield, he's open. And they finally get him stopped, but it's a big throw and catch, and he's down at the 5.
I love that from this offense. 3 is good. You're in field goal range, but now we're set up with 1st and goal because of great 3rd down execution by this offense. Stay aggressive. Even when you get this part of the field and everything shrinks and gets a little bit harder, you still want to be aggressive.
And the Huskies racing to the line in the hurry-up. He wants to throw here on 2nd down. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
Quarterback now has to make sure his guys are dialed in. You can't make any more mistakes. Giving up a negative play on 2nd down by the goal line, you've got to be really smart with this football.
On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. He's got the back in the middle. Couple of guys there to get him on the ground. He just didn't have a chance to get loose and make his way to that first down marker.
I think fans get upset sometimes, like run your route past the sticks so we get the first down. But nice job by the defense understanding where the sticks were and forcing the fourth down.
After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go.
And he knocks another one through. And how about this kicker? Good way to start off your season, right? Like, what do you have at the spot? Sometimes you don't know. Can you make those kicks? Starting off, hasn't missed one yet. Been very dependable for this squad.
And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
Yeah, and there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football. Make your plays. Put a good drive together here.
To the ground. He's got it again. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39.
And runs like that are like body blows in a boxing match. 4, 5, 6-yard gains early turn into 20, 30, 40-yard gains later. They really wear down defenses, and they test their physicality.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Throws to the tight end. A strike downfield.
Boss, what do you want?
That was a dart right there. He's going to give Arkansas a chance because in the old days in the SEC, you had to run the football if you were going to win championships. Today, you better be able to get it done through the air. When you think of all the great play callers in this league and all the Heisman Trophy winners this league has seen at the QB position in recent years, you better be able to do it throwing the ball. This guy, I think, gives Arkansas a chance with his arm.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. The corners are walked up tight. Sweet cut there. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play.
Nice job getting outside, right? Those running backs, they get on those tracks, they run outside. Now they're in the open field. It's so tough. Those safeties are flying down, try to get an angle, but you can tell the speed sets them up, makes the big play out to the left.
That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line.
That shit don't bother me, though. So.
I'll say this, man. In college football, you see a lot of bad tackling. You didn't see it right there. That was an awesome job. First off, being there at the point of attack. Once the tight end made the catch.
You ain't choking me. I ain't never been no bitch. You ain't gonna choke me, nigga.
Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone. Still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Motion trying to get the defense to show his hand. Steps away to find some room. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Arkansas. They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, it's a 21-10 game. So it's a 77-yard touchdown drive. And he got into the house from the 6 to finish it. No return coming. He'll call for the Bearcats. Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. Not a lot of time left here in the half. Let's see if they can cut into this lead.
And this drive isn't a must score, but man, you look at the scoreboard, you're down 2 scores. Jesse, you got a good opportunity to create some momentum, cut it to a 1-score game. This is an important possession.
Yeah, it's important to create that momentum now, David, too, and not wait to get it going here at the start of the 3rd quarter. You've got one drive here to get a couple of points. You've got to start erasing and chipping away at this deficit. This could be where the game turns right.
Fires into traffic, intercepted. Didn't really get a chance to get started on that return, but he has set him up at the 41-yard line. A first down for the offense. They'll come out on this drive and let it rip. Oh, he's going to try to hit him over the top. Oh, did he toast the coverage? Got it deep downfield. Touchdown, Razorbacks. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5? Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. USC went scorched earth in a double-digit win that might have been worse had they not sat the starters in that fourth quarter. Total destruction by the Trojans in a statement win if there ever was one. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams, but boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. And he laid the lumber to stop him from getting the first down. Looking to pass on second down. Fires to the big fella. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down.
There's got to be a sense of urgency for this offense right now. They're trailing. They're going to be kicking off to open the second half. So they need points. They need to go tempo. Maybe that last first down gets them a little bit of confidence.
They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Quickly to the tight end. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play. Washington right back to the line. They'll run play action. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down.
Man, this quarterback is going to need an ice bath when this game is over because he is getting whacked. We've seen him go down. He's been sacked time and time again. He just got nailed another time on that last play. He can't wait for this game to be over.
Going to throw it to the right. He's got his man. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
Well, it didn't take long for this guy to leave his impact in the game, guys. With that catch, this guy's already over 100 yards in the game, and we're not even done the first half.
Going up top on first down. Fires deep toward the end zone. And he's on his way. He'll go all the way. Touchdown, Huskies.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. No shot to return that one as he boomed it out of the back of the end zone. First down here for the offense. He wants to start this drive with a pass. They're trying to get to it. He'll get rid of it. Tip ball, put it up for grabs, and I thought he had it, but somehow it slithered through his fingers.
Well, I know that one fell incomplete, but what a day this guy's had throwing the football. Multiple touchdowns, and he's done a really nice job with his decision-making. Hasn't thrown any picks, which has really helped keep this offense on schedule.
Looking to buy time. Lions on the move. What a snag by the defense. Got room on the return. Touchdown, Huskies. What a great play by the defense and paying it off with the interception return.
Really nice drive by this offense. This is a top 10 defense. This is a challenge. They're going to make everything difficult. So when you can make some plays against this defense, you got to absolutely take advantage, create some momentum for your squad. Nice drive by this offense.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Slips through the line. Oh, what vision. They eventually chase him down, but what a spectacular return that almost went all the way. The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. They're already in great field goal position here, David. The question is, how aggressive do they get?
That full throttle. Be aggressive. Try to get the touchdown here, man. Such great starting field position.
It's just going to take one play, right? They've got the weapons outside. Give a guy an opportunity to make a play in the end zone. Think about the momentum change that would create.
Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Takes a shot. He caught it. They'll mark him down right there, but it is a big play, and they'll move the chains. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for one or two more plays. The Razorbacks have it with a 1st and goal. Snapped it in the shotgun. Pressure. And the ball is out. Who's going to get it? They recover their own fumble. Somehow. Who knows how they got that thing back? The offense burns its 3rd and final timeout of the half. And in the final seconds of the first half, they'll send out the field goal unit. Right down the boulevard, it's good. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. And the Razorbacks will kick it away to crank up the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man.
All right, not ideal. Right, not ideal. You're an offense. You want to get a good kickoff return, but you're starting inside your own 10. Now come out, set the tone, get some high percentage completion. You might not go with that script you had because you thought you might have a little better field position, but you just get some few first downs, get that first down right now.
Got him downfield. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one.
Really nice looking pinpoint throw there. And when I think back to Husky QBs, you think about Warren Moon, you think about Mark Brunell, the Heward brothers. What about Jake Browning? All made really good decisions. This guy, he's got a lot of arm talent, but he's also very smart.
Works his way to the 41, and that is plenty to give him a first down.
You're down. Obviously, at the half, you had a conversation. You got to come out and put points on the board. And, Jesse, it looks like they're going to start with the ground game.
And I love this, David, too. Regardless of whether they're losing or they're winning, come out here and try to be the most physical unit here in the second half. Get this run game established.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
And, yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of...
Nothing but green ahead. And he gets a big chunk of yardage to the 34-yard line.
How nice is it as a quarterback that you don't have to throw post routes to get great stats? No, I can just throw it quickly to one of the fastest players in the entire nation and let him burn this defense.
They're going back to the ground. Productive 4-yard gain there on the ground as he gets it down to the 31.
I think one of the hardest things to do is stick to the run when it's not working. But it's those runs right there that are the reason why you have to do it, right? You can't get too one-dimensional. Keep slipping those runs in there. Keep getting a little bit of positive yards. Next thing you know, you look up and you might break one of those after you got them a little bit tight.
He finds his man. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep him from getting the first down. He's just winning that matchup in the slot every time.
And when you put him in the slot, Reese, he's closer to the quarterback. It's an easier throw. We can run in, we can run out, and really take advantage of his versatility for the guy in that slot position.
And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
And listen, I know that wasn't a huge gain. It was positive, but I like doing more of that in today's college football. I'm just going to try to give my playmakers a chance to do damage in space away from all the big boys inside.
Pre-snap motion quarterback trying to get a read. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. 3rd down coming.
Love the physicality of this secondary on defense. That defender got to the football, was able to separate the receiver from the ball, and did it legally. Beautiful job.
They couldn't make the connection on 2nd down. Now a 3rd and 7 to keep the drive alive. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Trying to get to him. And the defense, they've got him at the 27.
The trend continues for this offensive line from last week. They gave up 5 sacks last week, They've given up 4 today. The most important part of your offense is protecting that quarterback. They've got to do a better job.
Splits the uprights right down the middle.
How great is it to know that if you can get the ball down somewhere close to the 40-yard line on your opponent's side of the field, you're walking away with at least 3 points because this dude is automatic.
He'll call for the fair catch here. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David.
He holds it in, and nobody's close. From the 47-yard line on 1st and 10. This time they'll go to the running game. He's brought down, but not before they pick up the big first down.
And listen, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, I love teams that commit to the run, and when it's successful, keep running the rock.
Yeah, David, I think this offensive line right now, they've got a lather going. They're really sort of getting in the groove and flow of this game. They're just getting tremendous push at the point of attack. It seems like every single time they decide to run the ball.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. He's looking to throw. Slips through his hands and incomplete, and they had everything set up for the screen except the catch.
Looked like the offense had a chance for a big play there, but the running back just could not reel that ball in.
Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. They're working that left side. They didn't quite get that route run deep enough to pick up the first down. Now they've got a 4th and short.
And I think everybody at home tends to yell at their television set, why aren't you getting past the first down marker? Why did you run your route short? Defense did a good job knowing where that was, but now, 4th down, offense has to make a decision.
On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. And he's going to be batted down. They'll turn it over on downs.
And those 4th down stops are so huge for momentum to turn the ball back to your offense. Great pass defense, seeing the ball, breaking on it, swatting it down so the receiver couldn't make a play. Nice job by this defense.
Picked off. Taking it the other way. Touchdown, Arkansas. How about that D coming up with a play like that? What a play by this defense with the pick 6.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
On the move from inside his 5. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick 6, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick 6 and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out, not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
They'll throw it on 1st down. Makes the grab on the left. Tackled immediately after the catch.
Hey, on offense, you just got to stay ahead of the sticks, and a big part of that is finding positive production on 1st down. When you've got this guy in the backfield, there's a lot of ways you can do that. You're going to hand it off to him, but how about dialing up the pass play on 1st down and just letting him go to work to set up 2nd and short?
And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the 1st down. That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone too. If you can find the soft spot and the quarterback gets it to him early, he can turn upfield. You saw that right there.
They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down.
And with that pass right there, over 300 yards. That's a good day at the office. Being able to execute, doing a good job seeing what's coming, anticipating, taking some shots today, but has held really strong, put up some good numbers.
Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
Moving the running back, forcing the defense to adjust. Floats it out in space. Tackled almost immediately. They're well short of the first down.
Listen, running backs are not just running backs anymore. You're going to be a wide receiver in today's football. And a great job sneaking out of the backfield, getting the football, letting them get some positive yards.
Washington will snap it in the red zone. Back to the air one more time. Throws for the tight end. Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
There's an example of what happens when the quarterback doesn't have a chance to set his feet. The pressure just forced him to have to work off schedule a little bit. And I think because of that, wasn't able to be as accurate as he wanted to be.
Coming after him. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
That's his second sack of the ball game. That dude is getting after the quarterback offensively. What's my adjustment? First of all, I'm going to roll out away from him. I'm going to double team him, let somebody else beat me, not that guy, because his speed off the edge is killing me.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Dynamite matchup this week, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Georgia Southern is putting on a show offensively, only there's been no real story arc. It's been all Eagles all day with almost no let-up. They're up by 24 over the Sharks. Any big developments in this one, we've got you covered with the best studio team in the business. Gentlemen.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. Wide receiver shows motion. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Looking for room at the 40. Open runway ahead. And it looked as if he might take that one all the way to the house. Just ran out of a little steam, and the defense finally got it. So that big play changes the complexion of things. It's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. He's looking to throw it. He makes the connection. Can anyone catch him? And another big game for this offense. They are putting explosive pass after explosive pass up in this one. The Razorbacks trying to pay off the threat on 1st and goal. Trying to pound their way in. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Razorbacks!
And this offense is clicking. Another touchdown. Didn't have to go far for this drive, but this offense is doing what they want, how they want, when they want.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. On the run from inside his own 5. He gets a block. Smashes ahead. And another broken tackle. Just barely able to keep him from pouncing it on that one. What a nice return. This dude is absolute electricity when he gets the ball in his hands. But this is just the type of field position this offense wants. Comes out throwing on 1st down. Getting some heat. Hit hard as he released the ball on that 1st down pass, and it never had a chance.
That's another example of just really good football. This is why they've built the lead here in the second half. Nice job pressuring the quarterback, making him feel uncomfortable, coming into somebody else's building and keeping it really, really quiet.
Fires to the wideout. Oh, what a grab by the defense. The return never really got started, but boy, he has set his team up at the 28.
Timing has to be so good. When you're throwing at his own defense over the middle of the field, the ball's got to come out specifically on time because these windows close really quickly. Ball there thrown a little bit late. As a result, it's an INT.
They'll give it to the back. And they get him on the ground, and that'll probably do it for the third quarter. Second down here as they go back to work after the break. The give to the tailback. He breaks the tackle. And he'll pick up the first down, but he got drilled on that tackle.
Fresh legs, man, and it is showing, of course, this team had the bye last week, and you're seeing it right now late in the game. Running the football, imposing their will against the defense that looks tired. Of course, they had to play last week, and you're seeing that right now.
Now they'll line it up from the 44 on 1st and 10. Wide receiver now comes in motion. To the air on 1st down. Looking for a huge play. And it's intercepted, maybe breathing a little life into this team. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
We still got time. Great job by the defense doing the most important thing, getting the ball back to their offense. Now the offense has to answer the bell. But good job creating the turnover. Now the offense, your turn.
Fires toward the end zone. And they took a shot on that one but couldn't make the connection. It's incomplete. It's great for this quarterback to take shots down the field, but you just don't want it to feel like a give-up or a chuck it up and hope kind of play.
And I think understanding the situation, now I'm on defense, right? If they're going to take shots down the field, maybe I'm a little bit more aggressive with my blitz, understanding that everything's going to take a little bit more time to develop if they're going to take those deep shots.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. They're bringing heat. Going to try to get it himself. And he is not going to get there as the defense gets him on the ground. Down by multiple possessions, they can't come up empty on this drive in the 4th quarter. They'll go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. And it's batted away, and the 4th down play doesn't convert. They'll give up the football.
And you had to. I mean, the offense had to be aggressive. You're down multiple scores. You needed to make something happen right now. You had to be aggressive. I think you had to go for it on that 4th down. Now, obviously, the game's looking like it might get out of hand.
The Hogs send that offense back onto the field. From the gun, the running back has it. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
On 2nd down, wants to throw it. Finds his tight end. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? 2nd down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this 3rd down manageable. Really nice job of executing that.
In the gun and looking to throw on 3rd down. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and 4th down's coming. And the Razorbacks decide to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. These last couple of drives, Jesse, have been about the defense making clutch stands.
I think for this offense, they can stay aggressive knowing that their defense is going to bail them out time and time again here.
Yeah, and especially when you go for those fourth down situations, you do that a lot of times because you know your defense can make stands, make stops. They did on that last possession for you.
Now the offense has to overcome the negative play after the defense comes up with a sack. He's going to pass on second down. And he intercepts it. Oh, big juke to get past. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
It doesn't get any better for your defense. You know exactly the situation in the fourth quarter. Everything in your favor. Don't let them make big plays. How about you make a big play? Nice job getting the interception. It's not icing on the cake yet, but it's getting pretty close.
That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
A nice job by the defense there, tackling the catch and smothering the tight end. They know this offense is going to try to find him in the passing game in a lot of different situations. That time,
touchdown, Arkansas! And the stomping has commenced. They give themselves a little more cushion as they try to reel off their 4th straight win.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back. Knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
Fair catch, called for and made. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this quarterback right here, too. How does he fight through adversity after that last drive?
Yeah, clear the mechanism, move on. That's a part of it, right? If you're going to be a great player, you got to learn how to handle these mistakes and move on.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Runs through a tackle. He'll push his way out to the 38, pick up a 3.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team is being out-physicaled. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They are just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when they decide to run it.
Off the play fake. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Finds his big tight end. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown. That was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on 3rd down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
He'll pull it down and run. At the 35, he's open. And it's a fumble after that huge gain. Oh, looks as if the defense got it. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. They want that clock to run. Followed that blocking and got 5 out to the 26. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away. He's looking for a man on 2nd down. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hip.
And that's a good stop for this defense. And listen, there hasn't been a lot of positive today, but let's finish this game strong. I think that'll be the message from the defensive coordinator. Can we get a stop? Can we get them off the field? I know lots went wrong, but let's live in this moment and try to be great right here to end the game.
Unloads to the right. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And they just want to give this guy a chance to make a play on 3rd down, and more times than not, he is going to deliver.
He's so good, so efficient, such a good route runner, got the speed, got the complete game, so you definitely want to highlight him, and especially on those downs that matter the most. If something's not open quick underneath, find him, he'll make those contested catches.